these the worst neighbours you've ever seen? Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Today we are looking at the neighbours from hell. Imagine buying a house and these are the people that are gonna live next to you for the foreseeable. You will be gutted. Especially one neighbour later in this video, they're gonna take your breath away.
So, doing my dishes this morning, looked out my window, one of my fence panels is missing. So, come outside to have a little investigate about what's going on.
What is going on? This is very ominous.
Oh look, there's the remnants of it in my next door neighbour's garden. Thanks very much, Russell.
Bloody Russell! He's always up to his old tricks, Russell. What type of a name's Russell anyway? Is he a dog? Always burning shit, thinking he's Guy Fawkes. Sorry, you have got to be next step neighbour from hell to just like steal your neighbour's fence and then just burn it. If you stole the fence and then you made like, you know, like a little fence in your garden, I'd be like, oh, well, at least like I can see his vision here, right? I can see what he's trying to cook up. I'm not happy about it, but I can see the vision. I can't see the vision with this. You've just got it to burn it, but you've got loads of other stuff to burn it with. I imagine you used the wood to catch fire, but why couldn't you have used some of your own wood? You know, there's another fence here. Arguably, this fence looks a lot worse. You know, you could have used this fence. You could have used this fence and then replaced it with a new fence. The fence that you've used looked really nice. Look at it. That looks fresh! If that was me, to be fair, I'd still be going back and trying to get these, just salvage these. I just want to know what he was burning. It seems like he was burning his rubbish, which already, that's a red flag from a neighbour. Like, you know, if you're just kind of, you know, touring this place as a potential place that you could live in, if you see the neighbours burning their rubbish, that's something that definitely either puts you off or helps you get the price down a little bit. If it was me, I just wouldn't move in the first place, just because I don't know what's to come, and I don't really want to commit to this for the next however many years. Also, they've got rid of your fence now, so they can get into your property. So what's next? What are they gonna burn next? Keep your doors locked, Emma. Russell's on the loose and he's taking no prisoners. This actually reminds me of when I was younger and I lived at home. Me stepdad's car got stolen and then they just burnt it. Like, that's it. Like, they didn't like try and sell it and, you know, try and like capitalize on what they'd done. They just went, we'll just burn it. Like, why did you steal it then? Russell gives the exact, it probably was Russell. He's probably burnt that in his back garden.
I am crazy.
No. Wait, let me get a freeze frame on this creep. Oh my, I would actually die. What, like, why is it someone's dad? Why has he even got his sunglasses on top of his head? This is the worst, like, this guy is the worst at sneaking I've ever seen. Surely you don't want the sunglasses. They're going to be poking out the top. You're giving yourself more height. I don't know why I'm giving him tips to creep here. I love that that's the thing that I'm focusing on, other than him being a creep to a young girl. Why is he wearing sunglasses? That's the worst part of this video. I was with him until he was wearing the sunglasses. This is just so strange. How is he that high as well? His brother in the tree? Like, the fence stops here, or is he standing on top of the fence just so he can perv? This has got 1.1 million likes. This is actually crazy. Straight to the police with that. Put a stop to it. Get a slingshot. Who is she? Bart Simpson? Oh yeah, there we go. Bam. Another perv bites the dust. Another victory. I'm joking about this, but this is actually really serious. This actually is a thing that happens. People have stalkers, especially when it's your next door neighbour and you can't get away from them. This is terrifying. I really hope that she lives with, you know, somebody that can help, or at least like just call the police, or just get someone and knock on his door. Like, if someone was doing this to Chloe, I'd be straight over. I'd be like, oh, are you perving on me, lass? Are you? I'd have to have a couple of like whiskies just to get the confidence, but I'd do it alright. I'd give him a piece of my mind. I'd stare at him. So have a staring contest. First to blink has to go to the police. A neighbour put this on another neighbour's door. We didn't move here for the view of the dog's turds on your balcony day after day. It's nasty. Clean it up. Your neighbours. I don't know who's the nightmare neighbour here. Is it the person who's, you know, drafted up the note and then printed it out and then stuck it on the door? You know, that's a lot of effort to go through. But every story has two sides. Like, I need to know about the turds on the balcony. Like, every day. Like, surely you pick them up, right? Like, if your dog has a pick it up and you put it in the bin. Are they like just leaving them there like landmines? And then are the balconies attached to each other so like you can see it and smell it? There's two sides to this. I don't know who I side with. I need more context. Unfortunately, we don't have it. They can sue for harassment. Sorry, who can sue for... Who's suing who here? The poo or the pooless? I have no idea. Turds on the balcony is wild. It is pretty wild. Even the word turd, that's just pretty funny. Speaking of turds, what is going on here? Heard of neighbours from hell? I have neighbours from smell 26 poo bags hanging on the fence. Round garden. No matter how often you report garden, it seems acceptable to the council as no action or improvements are ever done. Why are they doing this? But does anybody do this who's watching? Like, what is the purpose of this? Does anyone know? They're not even tying the bag. Why are they just hanging them up? As if it's like something they've caught. Like, that's a lot of poop in that bag as well. Like, that's enough poop that you could use it as a doorstop. Not that you'd want to. Well, these people, I wouldn't really put it past them. But why are they just hanging the poop up? Is it to keep other dogs away? Is it to torment the dog? That if it doesn't stop pooping, they're just going to keep, you know, kind of hanging it up in front of... I need to know what the reasoning is here. Because this is just vile. Because I don't understand. This is going to be honking. It's going to be stinking. If the neighbours open up their windows, their house is going to be absolute... Oh. Do you know how many, like, Christmas tree, smelly things you're going to need? You'll not be able to buy enough. You'd have to make your own. You'd have to grow your own in the garden. Neighbour from hell jailed after early morning incident with lighter and electrical box. Oh, so she had an argument with a male neighbour when she came outside to cause trouble. Sorry, you were going to burn his, like, actual electrical box. His whole house could have set on fire. Look at her face as well. No remorse. I mean, I don't know how many arguments they've had to drive at this point, but to go out in your slippers and just, you know, decide to burn someone's house down, that's a little bit far, love. Like, I love being toxic, but that's too much. That's far too much. You know, like killing your neighbour and everyone inside, including possible pets. That's where I kind of draw the line. I wouldn't go that far, I'm afraid. Just report them to your local council, or just write a post about them on Facebook. Or stuff it, right? Just make a YouTube video about them. I've shared various stories about, like, my neighbours in the past, in previous videos. Like, I've had some absolute nightmare neighbours. Like, I think I've got about 8 or 9 stories of horrific neighbours. I don't know if I've ever told the story of, like, my next door neighbour got kicked out because he held a coral betting shop at gunpoint, and then when they, like, raided his house to just kind of see what else was in his house, I remember them laying out, like, loads of guns. There must have been, like, 20 guns. There was, like, machine guns, assault rifles, sniper rifles, grenades, just all laid out. I couldn't believe that this person was, like, attached to us. Like, it was genuinely crazy. I remember the house next to us on the other side at this, like, around the same time, they got kicked out for growing a weed farm. And I had my suspicions, because whenever it snowed, every single house at the top of it had, like, snow on, apart from theirs. And, like, all the birds used to sit on his house, and I was like, so why is his loft so hot? Something's going on there. But no one believed us. Who's laughing now? Still not me. Didn't really get anything out of him getting caught, if I'm honest.
Tossers!
Sorry?
I'm coming out to you!
Right. Have you got your phone? Don't do anything, John. Don't do anything.
If he comes out, call the police.
Do you know what? I'll park my car on there.
Sorry, John is absolutely himself. He's like, if he comes out, call the police. Just trembling there.
I'm having a party tonight, so I don't piss anybody off. So I don't know what you've got a problem with. So I hear you've got a problem with it.
Got a problem with you?
Yeah, like we've all got a problem with you, mate.
What a shame.
Why don't you bloody grow up? Get in! Hey, why don't you bloody... Get out! Get out there! Why don't you bloody grow up, the pair of you? And you ain't got the guts to say anything against him. You're no godless bloody wonders, the pair of you.
One thing I will say, this guy can project his voice. Wow! The next street's here and this guy shouts. Bloody hell! Stand on business. Again, I don't know where my loyalties lie in this. We've got little to no context. But it seems like the people filming are the bad people so far.
You just want to damage everybody's stuff, don't you? Keep on damaging the cars all the time. I'm not a liar.
What you said against us?
Flooded our garden.
Why don't you up indoors and look at your cameras?
You got cameras as well.
I want to know when this was filmed. This has to be like over 15 years ago, before pranks were even a thing. Like, if this was filmed now, I'd be like, oh, this is a prank, but this just doesn't seem funny enough to be scripted. I don't understand why this guy's filming. Is he trying to just piss his neighbours off? This is so scary. Why is this walk so terrifying?
Like what you say?
Sorry?
Like what you say?
Not particularly.
Well, what you looking at me for then, eh?
What am I looking at you
Yeah.
for? What are you going to
Yeah.
do? You threatening me?
Go on.
What do you think that is? What do you think that is if it's not a threat?
Who
Nothing to
rung your
say,
bell?
have you? Nothing
Say
to
to
say.
you, you
Nothing
scumbag.
to say. Pardon?
Pardon?
You're not right in the head, neither.
Really?
That's such like a over 50 saying to say. You're not right in the head, you, are you? You're not all there, are you? No, you know. The fact that this guy just filmed that woman, and by the way, this woman is like, oh, what a woman. She just didn't like up her pace or nothing. She was like, I'll get there when I get there. Don't you worry, I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind when I do. I think the guy filming is the nightmare neighbor, because like various other people are coming up to him. Like, he is in all of his nightmare stories, which like he's the only common variable here, pissing everyone off.
Do you have to live with that?
Takes one to know one, doesn't it?
Yes.
You think
Doesn't
you're clever,
it?
but you're not as clever as you think you are.
I'm much more clever
Really?
than you. Very
No,
much.
no. Not at all. Not at all.
Where do you get off on this? Where do you get off on it?
Where do you get off damaging people's stuff, following them around, flooding their gardens, you know, ganging up on each other?
What?
Eh?
Say that again.
What? No.
Wait, so you're blaming her, who lives like a few doors down, for flooding people's things and damaging people's property, but you've just blamed your next door neighbour. Are you telling me this, like, the wet bandits live here? Are they leaving the taps on everywhere? Like, what? Why is everyone in this street sabotaging the street? Surely that seems counterproductive. Like, why would they destroy their own street? It makes no sense. I think this guy's paranoid. Okay, so this one, someone apparently complained about her having a car that isn't as good as like everyone else's in the street, and it's like bringing the street rep down or making the street look dirtier, which is crazy. And she made a response to it.
This is about my neighbour asking me to move my car because it's not in keeping with the street. She came round to my house last night and had a massive go at me. And then I came back from the supermarket today and I thought, oh, she's coming over to apologise. But no, she came over to tell me that if we are struggling, then she does know someone who wants to buy our house. And the only inkling she's got that we're struggling is from the car that I drive, which is £200.
What a twat. This is so weird. Because a lot of the time, the people that have the nicest cars are actually in the most debt. Like, if you see, like, BMW, Audi, Mercedes, whatever, a lot of the time, people are, like, up to their eyeballs in monthly payments to pay for it. Sometimes they're not, but sometimes it's because they want to impress other people, so they take this large payment out when they might not even really like the car. It's just for other people. Again, that's not for everyone, but what I'm trying to say is, just because you have a nice car doesn't mean you have a lot of money. A lot of people who have a lot of money have a car bought outright that's cheap because they just do it because it's like it gets you from A to B and they're not that bothered about cars. What car you drive is not a significant indicator of how wealthy someone is. That's the biggest misconception.
So here she is, Susan the Sorrento. My husband changed jobs, we had to change our cars, and I didn't want to pay car payments anymore.
That's 200 quid. That's a bargain. I remember, like, I bought a car for £300. It was a Renault Clio 2001, and I thought that was a bargain. This is even more of a bargain. This is ridiculous. Why would they complain about this car? Like, looking at the houses here, these are huge houses. If you're complaining about this car, you have to have like a G-Wagon or something, and even then you're still an arse.
Honestly, this is just like the tip of the iceberg. She moans if we don't water our plants enough. She doesn't like the fact that we have astroturf in our garden for the kids. She wants it to be real grass. She doesn't like the kids playing out on the street. She said they should be playing in their own gardens. God forbid if our kids leave one of the bikes or scooters out. Also, she doesn't like us leaving the bikes and scooters in our garden. She likes them to put us in the shed because it's not in keeping with the area.
This has got to be a take. It doesn't affect you. Like, why does it matter? Like, what someone does in their garden, as long as they're not, like, you know, being antisocial and, like, you know, blasting music at, like, midnight or whatever. Just leaving the bikes in the garden, that's a normal thing to do. How much time have you got on your hands to get pissed off at a kid leaving a bike in their own back garden?
POV, you have a psycho neighbour.
Wait, what is he doing? Is he moving your bins? Wait, they've drove to your... What, is he trying to get them in line? Oh! Why is he taking photos? Wait, I imagine this might be his fence to his drive. And this is where you keep your bins. And, like, he doesn't like it touching the fence, so he kind of moves them and to have them all in line. That's the only thing I can think of. I know some people are going to have different opinions on this, but personally, I wouldn't really care if they're touching the fence as long as they're not, like, on my side of the fence. Like, clearly, he just doesn't even like them touching the fence. And, like, the fact he takes photos as well. Like, who's he sending them to? Like, is that how dry the group chat is, that he has to send photos of the bins not touching the fence? Like, what are we doing here?
I noticed that my garden furniture is there. Can I have it back? My neighbours have stolen my garden furniture. So I bought a set of 4. There's 2 there. The other 2 are through. I can literally see them in their garden. Excuse me, mate. Hiya. I noticed that my garden furniture is there. Can I have it back? It's just that my yeah, I think someone from your house keeps stealing my garden furniture. One sec, I'll just grab it. One sec.
See, this happened to me as well. Like, this is an actual thing that neighbours do. Like, I remember a group of students used to live next to us, and they would always steal my deck chair. I only had one, and they'd steal it. They wouldn't even swap it for, like, a worse one. Even then, I'd respect the game. I'd be like, oh, well, I took my eyes off it, I guess. Like, it's everyone's chair, I guess. It's outside, innit? I kept it there. My fault, if anything. But they would just take it, and I would have to keep going into their yard to get my chair back. And I never understood why. Like, the audacity to open up my gate, take my single chair, which is a foldy chair, by the way. Like the ones that you sit in if you're watching like a football tournament, like you're watching kids. My younger brother, that just sounded weird. You know what I mean? The audacity for them to just steal it. Like, I'm not a confrontational person, so I would always just nick it on the slide. But if they were using it, like, I wouldn't take it back, because I'd be like, oh, well, they're using it, even though I bought it. I've got so many neighbour stories. I feel like I'm just going off script here. Apologies, guys. Back to the video.
No, that's why I just come out to try and make peace and to be friends and to say, I'll try and...
I've already told them that Jenny damaged my greenhouse, so £175 I have to pay
Yeah.
out of my own money, and it's not on.
Well, that's not right, no. Okay. Well, I don't
It's
want...
not.
I don't want to cause
Because
any
if I
problem.
lose my temper, someone will know about it.
Alright, Bruce Banner, calm down.
Yeah, well, we don't want that to happen. But anyway, the good thing is hopefully I will only be here for a little bit, and then I'm going to move next door, hopefully. And while I'm here, I'll try and be as quiet as possible.
And what about if I want to break my fence? Because I'll tell you now.
Anyway,
I'm
I don't
not
want to cause you any upset. I'm just saying that, like, I'm
having any
hopefully not going to
trouble.
be here that long. And then when I've moved over there,
No, because my mum's elderly and she can't be doing with it.
well, when I've moved over to that house, I'll be further away from you, won't I? And that will make the noise quieter, okay? So I
I don't want no noise whatsoever, because if I blow, I'll blow.
This guy talks like Richard off The Undateables, with the tinge with a little bit of Arthur TV. Just a little bit. Just a smidge. I don't know whose side I'm on here, because clearly it's a noise issue. I don't know if this person is blasting the music. However, I will say, and I'm generalising here, but like people of this age seem to complain a lot more. Obviously, they just kind of want everything to be quiet. But you often find that people that are like later in their years end up complaining more than younger people. People might be angry at us for that. If there is an 80-year-old watching this, that might not mean you, right? It's not all elderly people. I'm just saying. I feel like some elderly people, once they retire, they get a little bit bored. They're like, how can I find a little purpose in my life? I'm gonna complain about that fucker. What is going on here?
Stop that, that's criminal damage. Doesn't belong to you neither. You're cutting my fence, that's criminal damage. This is criminal damage.
That's his fence.
How can that be your fence?
Olive.
This is your fence.
It's their fence.
This is my boundary.
Just build
this
yourself
yeah,
your own fence. See this?
You blocked yourself in.
Is this one?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
This is a path then.
This is no longer a path. How can anybody fit in this space? You have made that path.
He put the fence up.
You have taken away the right of access. And if you carry on doing this is criminal damage. You're cutting mine and John's fence. Carry on.
Go on, yeah.
Carry on. I'm asking you to stop nicely.
You need a fucking suck.
Get off. Hey, John, get off.
Get off, John.
John.
May this life never find me. Imagine spending your weekend complaining about a fence, man. There was definitely not enough room for a path there. That was just a terrible, base for an argument from her. I think she was just not happy that he'd built his own fence on his side of her fence. Which, you're well entitled to do, really. It was on his side of the fence, he built another fence just for extra protection. It doesn't really affect you. It's smaller than your fence. Why would you not want to separate your garden from the other neighbour? Some people just want a bit of privacy. Some people don't want their garden leaking into your garden. I feel like that's a normal thing. I know some people really struggle with change, especially if it's your house. And if he hasn't kind of consulted with you before, I can understand why you would be angry. But it's on his side, so he owns that property.
See this washing? This washing has been out since Sunday. This is my downstairs neighbour's washing, and I only put this washing line up a few weeks ago, and this is the third time that she's had a washing out for several days at a time. Well, honestly, what the fuck is actually wrong with you that you can't just bring your washing in? you've been at the house, you've been to the gym, you've been to the bowling, because you put it all on your Instagram, but you can't bring your washing in.
I feel like we need to look closer at home here, love. I feel like the person recording the video is the nightmare neighbour. They seem obsessed with this neighbour. Like, how do you know every single thing that they've done? And also, like, you're filming. There's space to, like, hang your washing up. I could imagine if there was no space, you'd be a little bit gutted. I imagine you're probably angry because maybe the kids' play is getting disrupted from the water. I don't understand. There's so many more things you can be angry at in life. I don't really get the huge frustration here and the fact of, like, making a video to put on TikTok. However, like, this is clearly like a really bad thing in her life and is really affecting her life, so, you know, you've got to kind of look at it from her point of view as well. There might be various reasons why she's not taking her washing in. Like, first off, it might not be dry. Secondly, she might just be one of those people that, like, has to, you know, I know it seems like such a little task to you, but tasks like that can seem so much bigger to other people. Like, even if they are leaving the house and going to the gym and going to work, that can seem less overwhelming than bringing the washing in. I know that seems so stupid, but when it is menial tasks like this, sometimes it does take people a day or two to complete them. I like that the comments are agreeing with us. Imagine having a neighbour like you. What the f is actually wrong with you? And they actually hearted it. Living and breathing the villain role right now. A bit concerning, you know everything she does. I think you should reevaluate how you are tracking her every move. I felt like people were going to disagree with us on this one, and you might, and that's fine. But I feel like, you know, a lot of people are agreeing, because I was thinking, wait, is this person's the dick here? Okay, we have no audio of this one, but, oh, nearly sent out. What the f? Okay, now we're getting a slow motion replay for this. Look, she just started that cup of tea over her head. Watch this. Could have killed. Jesus! The mug hit her as well, man. Makes two mugs. Am I right? There we go. Now the party started. 48 minutes into this recording. Bloody hell. God. Oh, there we go. Imagine she's just come back from H&M, picked up some new clothes, have a scrap on the way home, or at your front door. Nothing like a Saturday, is there? Greg's, H&M, and then a scrap. Oh, she's turned her back. Oh, no! You don't turn your back! Have you never watched WWE? WWW, that's too many W's, isn't it? Wait, that's the one that the cool kids, actually. That was the underground version. Oh, you wouldn't know it. You're not cool enough, actually. Never turn your back on your audience, man. First rule of MMA club.
That has got to come off of that. That post has got to come
I'll tell you what, you said...
That
you said that we don't do anything for you because you're elderly. Yeah. I am going to give you a donation of some timber. You can have that bit of timber. That's my donation to the elderly fund. It's not even attached.
We'll get all of them out, please.
Leave it alone!
See, she's watching.
I don't care. You want private property.
No!
Not only did he, like, try and chop the wood down, which is on the other side of the fence, he nearly took him out there. He had, like, a saw. He just went straight for his neck. He literally could have killed him there. We've just been witness to a murder. To be fair, we probably wouldn't have witnessed it unless, like, he came back from the dead and uploaded this YouTube video. But still, me point stands.
No! That is our pet! Bollocks! That's our property.
Well, I'm having you for assault now anyway.
Please let me know your opinions on this, okay? Like, this is on his side of the fence, so surely this is his property. I can't really tell from the angle of the video if, like, the top of it is, like, over going into this guy's property. But clearly he's fuming, saying it's on his property. But it's not from the camera angle. I'm just confused here why you would be so annoyed. The only reason I can think he's annoyed is because maybe the sun comes this way and it's gonna block the sun, or he thinks it's an eyesore. But unfortunately, it's not your garden.
Oh, there's the black cow. Oh, there's the...
Don't forget, it's all being videoed.
Yes, you stopped me cutting it.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to bleep what he just said there, but just know it was the worst racist language ever. This guy is an absolute twat. That just settles the conversation right there. This guy... I don't care what you've got to say now. Anyway, Donuts, if you do want to watch another video from me, click this one right here. Want to binge watch, right? You've got plenty there, like a full back catalogue. I know you want to. Go on.
Tom Kirkham, baby.